Alright guys, so it's been roughly 3 years since State of Decay 2 was released. We got the Juggernaut Edition, we've had the Nightmare Zone, and we've also had the Lethal Zone, which just came out last month. Clearly the game has had many updates, and this studio really cares about its content and really wants to update things as they go. Very similar to how GTA 5 has been literally changing into a new game every 4 to 5 years when there's a new console coming out. Because GTA Online is a money cow. But the good thing about State of Decay is we know that there's another installment coming very soon. We have State of Decay 3, which is hopefully slated to be released in 2021, but we don't have an official release date just yet. Until we get an official release date on that, I'm just going to be speculating for now, and when we do get one, I'll let you guys know. To start off, I want to say that State of Decay 2 and the first installment were both amazing games. They both have a lot of potential, and they do show us a glimpse of what's to come for the third installment and possibly the fourth installment. Now, there's obviously a lot that I think that they need to fix about this game, or the series itself rather. I think we need some fundamental changes in order for the game to be more immersive and also more enjoyable for long periods of time, because I'll find myself sitting there playing State of Decay 2 for hours on end, and after a while I get very, I don't want to say bored, but things start to seem like they're dragging. You know, you have to drive to each certain place that you're going, and it's kind of just a drag because, you know, you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're going to be repeating yourself constantly. The missions aren't exactly that different from each other. So it is a very simple game, which is why it's so easy for them to update it and keep adding new things, because for a short span of time, it's really awesome to stay engaged in this game. You know, it's really simple to do. And, you know, once you first start off, you know, you have a lot to work towards in building up your base, moving bases, and doing everything that you need to do. But after that certain point, I can't say exactly which point it is because it kind of depends on what mode you're playing, but after a certain point, especially on the lower difficulties, you get to a time where it just becomes repetitive after a while and there's not really as much of a challenge anymore. So I'd like to see a few differences with the game for sure when it comes to that. So yeah, I'm going to get into all that stuff in this video. We're going to go over specific changes that I'd like to see. If you guys do enjoy it and you want to see more State of Decay content, just leave a like and also subscribe for more of that. Let's hop right into what I think should change in the next State of Decay installment. The first thing that I want to say has to tie kind of back into what I was just saying at the intro. We definitely need some deeper gameplay, just things that are really going to immerse you in the game a little bit more. Everything that you do in the game is mostly side missions besides killing off the plague carts, and then afterwards you have to do all the hero missions and stuff like that. But all of the side missions don't necessarily feel very important. The only time they feel important is when you have to meet a new enclave so that you can trade with them, and that's always good too because, you know, every new enclave brings different stuff that you can trade off, and that brings you more influence, and that's especially important in Nightmare and Lethal Zone, as you definitely have to live more off of trading than you do with finding rucksacks at a normal basis and finding any regular loot as well. But I think we need more of a story element for each of these enclaves, you know, like why are they there? I understand why they did it, but it can't be as randomized as it is. I would love to see more of a set story to the game. And I want these side missions to feel a lot more important and almost like game altering depending on what you do. I would honestly like to see more decision-based gameplay as well. I think that's some awesome stuff, especially for a zombie world. Every decision you make is very important, so I want to see as much decision gameplay as we can get, so, you know, you lead yourself down different storylines depending on what you do. If you decide to kill off a certain enclave, or you decide to be allies with them, or anything like that, there should be different consequences for what you're doing as well. Which brings me to another point as well. I don't think that the base building is everything that I thought it would be. When State of Decay 2 was first coming out, I saw that there was going to be all types of different bases that you could choose from and stuff like that, and I thought maybe we get to customize our bases a little bit more than they let us. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of freedom in what exactly you're allowed to do. There's only a set and specific amount of stuff that you can do, and all that changes is basically where you put things. You know, you have your infirmary, you have gardens, you have your beds and stuff like that, but none of it is really that special. You know, you can just move things around, but that's about it. I would love to see a lot less restrictions put in place on these bases, because that's kind of where the cool ideas go away for the whole base building idea. I really hope that, you know, using the new consoles and stuff like that, that the third game can really have a less shallow and repetitive sense to it, so that it's going to appeal to more people, and it's hopefully going to keep people more immersed in the game, which, you know, all in all brings them more money at the end of the day. Now to my next major point for this video. Something that I thought State of Decay 2 was going to have was extremely good co-op. When I first saw the trailer and I saw that you were able to play with friends online and stuff like that, I've never been more excited. I remember me and some of my closest friends were all waiting for this game to come out. We had even pre-ordered it. We were ready to go, and we thought we were going to be able to go on a map and sort of build up together so that we could all be like in the same enclave and group. that's not what we got at all, not even close. State of Decay 2 gave us a co-op where you could join on the main player's map, and you could help out what they're doing, but you can't progress alongside them. You can't do any building, and there's always some really terrible lag issues as well. The only plus side to going on one of your friends' maps is to earn extra influence and loot for your own game, but there's nothing that you can necessarily do together to build up together, and that really took us out of the game when we tried to do that. We were basically done within the first day. We thought it was stupid after that. Our dreams essentially were crushed for the co-op, and we never tried it again. And I've never played co-op since then for the last 3 years. So I really hope that they do something different with State of Decay 3. I think that the whole game should actually be built around an online experience where all these players can progress together. And I think that there should be some major group play that really brings you into the game a lot more than just going over to another player's map. That's what makes it feel more like a video game and less like you're actually in the zombie apocalypse. If you're all in there together, it'd be a lot more like how The Walking Dead is. Obviously, with co-op, you can only do so much of that because what you might see as an issue is that if you're not all online at the same time and you go to play in this world where every character's decision is very important and so is every player's, if those other people aren't online, they're kind of going to fall behind for what you end up deciding to do. So hopefully they can find some good way to make that work where it's somewhere in between. All I know is I do have a lot of faith in the studio. I think they're going to do some really amazing things with this game. That teaser trailer got me more than hyped to see the next installment of the series. And yeah, I'm really excited to bring you all the news about this game. And if you guys have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below because I'll be answering any of them. If you guys have any video ideas, I always say that for all my videos. Definitely let me know if there's certain things you want me to talk about, or even if you don't want to just have a conversation, just put a comment down below, or you can find me on Instagram. It's Tobias from YT. And right now, that's the only social media I have. I don't really feel like moving over to Twitter because I feel like that platform is just terrible, and I hate the toxicity that surrounds it. So I'm going to stay off of Twitter. I'm mostly going to be on Instagram, and that's where you guys will see what videos are coming out on what days and any other news that I decide to put out at the time. If there's some really sudden breaking news, I will release it on Instagram first before I make a video for it, just so any of my followers on there will know what's coming and they know about what's happening, whether that's from The Walking Dead and we know about certain release dates for certain things, or the same thing with State of Decay 2 and 3. I'll have update videos for the second installment as well. So yeah, guys, if you're looking forward to any of that, like I said, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing a State of Decay 2 Lethal Zone playthrough very soon. That should be coming out within the next 2 weeks or so. I'll be starting that series, and I am beyond excited to start that as well. I've been trying to train so that I can actually show you guys some really interesting content and not be dying every couple of seconds. So thank you all for watching, be safe, and I'll see you all in the next video.